We all think we know what reality is. What could be more basic than that? But do we really know what it is? Hi, my name is Mindy Mandell, and this is all about Platonism. In this video, I'm going to draw from Plato's Republic to talk about his presentation of interpretation. Do we really know what is real, or do we only experience an interpretation of reality? What is interpretation? Most people feel that whatever it is, it's something that other people do. Interpretation is a problem that other people have. We each think, well, I see the world clearly. It's other people that distort things and see through a veil of interpretation. Plato's famous allegory of the cave depicts humanity as prisoners in a cave and philosophy as the means to find the way out. Plato wrote, "The young are not able to distinguish what is and what is not allegory, but whatever opinions are taken into the mind at that age are wont to prove indelible and unalterable." From the moment we are born, we are learning about the world, what love is, how to get along with others, how to interact with others, what is acceptable, and what is not. We learn from our parents, from our teachers and our classmates, and we learn from our siblings. Through all of this, we develop a self-image, a sense of our place in the world. We don't think of this as being the limitations that trapped us in the cave. It feels too natural, too normal. Yet, is any of it real? What is reality? What is normal? Plato gave us his famous image of a cave in which we confuse the physical world for reality. We discover that we have many false beliefs about reality that we need to rid ourselves of. What is the physical world? What is time? What is matter? What does it mean to be alive, to think, to feel? Many people come to Plato with the assumption that with metaphysical insights, we're going to snap out of our delusions and see the world clearly. Anyone who has studied this metaphysics for any significant length of time, though, has undoubtedly reached the realization this is just not the way it works. Even with metaphysical insights, we still suffer from feelings of loneliness. We see the world through the self-image we formed as kids and mistake this for the way things truly are. We may imagine that we are seen as inadequate or undesirable. Perhaps we have a self-image of being boring or perhaps socially awkward. Or maybe we feel we have high expectations on us, expectations that we don't believe we can ever live up to. We'd like to believe that this has nothing to do with metaphysics, that if we just study and meditate enough, then we can rise above these silly human emotions. Unfortunately, that's just not how the human experience works. I can hear the objections already. Isn't the allegory of the cave an ontological look at reality? A look at reality in terms of realms of reality? Yes, that is true, and much of our ignorance is found here. We see the fire as the realm of soul, and this is what powers our physical world with motion and life. The items being paraded to and fro represent natural reason principles that are the source of generation and growth in the natural world. The material world, which is represented by the wall that the shadows dance upon, is mistaken for ultimate reality, because it is what we see, hear, touch, feel, and taste. However, it is only the passive receiver of psychical and natural reason principles. And this whole world inside the cave gets its power in turn from the intelligible divine intellect, or divine mind, This whole world inside the cave is just some sort of illusion, an imitation of true reality. Oh, how we would love to believe that this insight can rise us above our negative feelings. So why can't it? What is the role that interpretation plays in our lives? I'm going to suggest to you a parallel way to understand this allegory, one that personalizes it and illustrates the nature of ignorance. This explanation is based on Plato's Republic, but it was first put forth by my teacher, Dr. Pierre Grimes. So we can see these people parading behind the wall as the influential adults in our earliest childhood years. They are our parents or grandparents, maybe religious leaders, teachers, or anyone else who touched our hearts in a meaningful way. And what they are carrying are their deepest held beliefs. These are the beliefs they taught us about the way things are. Perhaps they warned us how dangerous the world can be. Or perhaps we saw the value of money and a comfortable life. They taught us which personalities are most desirable. Did they value kindness above all, or popularity, or maybe status? Everyone's conglomeration of beliefs is different, of course, but what all have in common is that they are the beliefs that our caregivers hold about what is real. These are treated as glorified images of reality, images of what is good, just, and beautiful. They are embraced as if they were holy and therefore beyond reproach. These are the beliefs we accept as a given, and we imitate them without evaluation. These become the unquestioned assumptions that keep us chained in the cave, unwilling to break away from society to discover the upper world that represents reality as it truly is. Plato wrote, "Don't you know that the veritable lie, if the expression is permissible, is a thing that all gods and men abhor?" But what is the veritable lie? Plato explains, falsehood in the most vital part of themselves and about their most vital concerns is something that no one willingly accepts, but it is there above all that everyone fears it. We don't willingly accept it, and yet we do accept it. Because we learned it when we were young and impressionable. The fire in this allegory can be seen as the power of belief that propels the family's beliefs onto our impressionable souls. And it does have a power. There's a real force to it. We learned it with an open, trusting heart. From people who genuinely want only what is best for us. There is a common notion that unhealthy self-images are formed only through trauma. Unfortunately, the truth is more insidious than that. False images can be formed even during the most seemingly innocent, loving exchanges. Every one of us is afflicted with veritable lies. Such is the human condition. Our interpretations are rooted in these falsehoods. The shadows that the prisoners take as real represent the world as we experience it through interpretation. We all grow up in Plato's proverbial cave. We all see the world through a veil of interpretation. Some veils are happy, others are not. But from the perspective of philosophy, all of them are blocking us from knowing truth. This level of interpretation hinders our efforts to climb out of the cave to know what is truly real. The falsehood in words is a copy of the affection in the soul. It's an after-rising image, and it's not an altogether unmixed falsehood. And so surely it would be most wholly right to describe this as in very truth what falsehood is. It is ignorance, namely in the soul of the person deceived. And so in addition to our studies of metaphysics, we need to also rid ourselves of beliefs of the more personal variety, because without seeing through those, we will not put an end to our misery. Beliefs in the soul manifest in the way we relate to and show ourselves in the world. Plato wrote, "Have you not observed that imitations, if continued from youth far into life, settle down into habits and second nature in the body, the speech, and the thought?" We distort the world around us to fit the way we expect to experience it. Our chains might make us smile, or they might make us miserable. But every one of us throughout our childhoods develop a veil through which we interpret the world. If left unexamined, we will carry that veil for the rest of our lives. It is a veil that oftentimes is so subtle, though, so natural to us, that we don't even recognize that it is there. Let me know in the comments section below which beliefs you find the most difficult to overcome. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. And for instruction on how to recognize false beliefs in yourself and to rid yourself of them, check out these other videos on the channel.